Hello, 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 Rise and Thrivers. It is Monday, June 12th, 2023, and here we are 6 months into the new year, and we are ready to start our show tonight. I am so excited to be with my sister, Dr. Raquel Stuart, and just having a big reminder that we are live every Monday night from 8 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are live on my personal Facebook page, Regina Rossi-Lamothe. We are live on Raquel Stewart's personal Facebook page and every one of our social medias with that beautiful, branding logo up in the corner, Rise and Thrive Together. So you can find us on Facebook at Rise and Thrive Together. You can find us on our YouTube channel, Rise and Thrive Together. And we also are excited by hopefully next week, we'll be also on Instagram at Rise and Thrive Together. I'm having a struggle with that Thrive tonight. So, check us out. And you can always check us out for the replays and communicate with us that way. And of course, we love, our Roku TV with Laws of Life with Blanca. So you can check out the replays there. So if you have Roku TV, just go and download Laws of Life with Blanca, and you can get to watch our show and so many other amazing people and guests and other shows that she has on there. Make sure you can visit us if you want to communicate with us, possibly be a guest or talk about topics at www.riseandthrivetogether.com. And you can email us at info@riseandthrivetogether.com. Super easy. It's Rise and Thrive Together. So here we are, ready to go. I'm excited to bring on my sis, Dr. Raquel Stuart. Hey, Raquel, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. I was struggling with this hair over my eye because it went in my eye, and I'm like, am I winking at the listeners? It was just too funny. Hey everyone, what's up? I hope you all had an amazing, amazing weekend. Before we dive into tonight's conversation, we want to let you know next week, which is the 19th, we have a special guest joining us, Mr. Howard Brown. Howard is an entrepreneur, author, serial entrepreneur, speaker, podcaster. He does it all. And we are so excited to bring you Howard next week, next Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to tell and share his story with us. We're looking forward to having him on. So tonight, we are going to continue the conversation. And this conversation was prompted by an email or a message that Regina received from someone. And so we want our listeners to know we hear you and we bring what you say to the table or to the Thrive Room. I like that. Gotta write that down. Write that down. It was really good. And so tonight we are talking about what's working, what's not working, and we're going to throw in taking responsibility because we've talked about the blame game, we've talked about limiting beliefs, we've given you tips on limiting beliefs, and tonight we're just going to continue the conversation and include taking responsibility, recognizing what's working and what's not working in our lives. So I want you to kick it off here, superstar. Tell us.
Oh, yes. I am so excited about this conversation tonight. And it might seem simple, and plain and like just straightforward. And that's what we're going to have, this real raw conversation. And I'm going to say that most likely it will seem simple, but it's not so easy because what we're talking about is continuing in these past, like Raquel was saying, is mindset. So what's working and what's not working? When I hear that, what's working and what's not working in the type of work that I've been doing for over 25 years in that type of training and development, it is what I like to say, the straight up results. Straight up results. What's working? Boom. This, and this. Rather than even saying results, it's like just the what's so. The what's of it. No feeling around it, no emotion around it, just the what's so. So to kick it off for fun, what I'm going to say, what's working for me, because it's my life, my perspective, my mindset is I'm loving my hair, loving my earrings, loving my necklace, loving my lipstick that I got from my girl who's a Mary Kay specialist. And that's working for me. Straight up, my perspective, that's working for me. Now, you might have a conversation about that. Somebody else might be saying that, I don't know, sis, you might have a different conversation about that. But the bottom line is, it's my perspective, it's my mindset. Now, what's not working for me, and I'm going to now add as well as I'd like it to, because see, what's not working, most of the time you hear this, and you and I have talked about this. Raquel and I are dealing with some like foot issues, plantar fasciitis, another word I'm like having struggling with, right? So I'll be like, oh, sis, guess what? My foot, it's not working. It's not working. I'm in so much pain. Like, so we add this emotion, this feeling around it. And the fact is, my foot is working. So it's not like it's dead. It's not like it's not moving. There's pain. And if people know about plantar fasciitis, there's a lot of pain. And it's not working as well as I would like it to. Meaning to be able to put it in a shoe and walk without any pain, to be able to go and teach a Zumba class. I'm unable to teach a Zumba class. So that's where I'm going to leave you there to see what you heard from me and what are you like feeling or not feeling about this conversation so far.
So to me, it sounds like when you say what's working is obviously something that you have control over. And the what's not working, as you refer to our plantar fasciitis, is that's something you don't have control over. That's what I'm getting. For
All right,
me,
cool.
when something's working, you feel it. You feel like there's a flow. When something's not working, I believe you know it as well. However, that may be something that you've been so comfortable with, a situation that you're comfortable in, that you just go along with it, knowing that it is not working. It is no longer serving you, but you just don't know how to make that shift to either one, you're going to let go of what's not working, or you're going to make a conscious decision to move past it. And I don't even know if that's an or if it's the same thing as far as letting it go and moving forward. Right? So you let go, you move forward. The key is the recognition part. So for me, what's not working, and there were tons of things in my life that were not working. And at some point, I knew it wasn't. I got a little signal that it was not working, but I chose to ignore that signal. And how I put it, I often phrase it like a car engine or your dashboard. And I think I may have talked about this. And there's that little light on your dashboard that goes off and signals to you something's going on with the vehicle. And what do we typically do? We ignore that light on our dashboard that signals something's going on, whether it's the wiper needs wiper fluid, the little picture, or it's the engine or the check engine, whatever it is, there is something going on, but we ignore it. That's we know that's not something's not working in our vehicle and we're ignoring it. And my favorite question to people is always why do we do that? So why do people do that, sis?
Well, I can't speak for everyone, but I can definitely.
Why not?
Because I'm not in the world of everyone's head.
But wait, before we go on, sis, let me stop you. Hold on. There's another option. Susan said there's another option about what's not working. Put something in that you see is missing that would have it work for you.
Yes.
Yeah. Now I'm going to throw this question out to you, Susan. How?
Yep. So
if I see something's missing, how do I put it in. I've got to know what that is.
So this is
So
what's
work on that, Susan. I'm gonna let my sis go.
Yeah, no, and I love it. So I can go, I don't even know what conversation to go at because I got Susan's conversation and I've got yours. So
Go with what's working for you.
yeah, so what's working for me is I remember your conversation right now, which was, like just the idea of, or even Susan's, I think it's Susan's, of like how to put something in missing that would have it work for you. The whole reason, like why I'm in with Raquel on this show is to be in a conversation what matters to me, what matters to like me personally and then professionally. So I'm going to say from social work terms, from a micro level, like my immediate friends, family, from a meso level, community, state, and a macro level, like worldwide. And so I don't know sometimes what's not working for me, or maybe I do know what's not working for me. And there's all of these circumstances, I will say they're circumstances, and most of them are a very fixed mindset. There's fear, there's scarcity, there's judgment, there's blame, there's all of that, what we were talking about, those limiting beliefs that are there. And the way for me to be able to see what's missing is by being able to put in, be vulnerable and open and come and be in exploration around these conversations right here. Done and continue to do a lot of personal growth and development work, personally and obviously professionally. It is my commitment. So many times we've got those blinders on. And I'm going to say to you that many times, like you say, it's happening. Like, here's the deal. Both Raquel and I have this plantar fasciitis. And she said, well, it's not working. And, here it is. But we know what to do. We do. Like, she's talked to me about what she was doing about it. And it still wasn't working for her. But like, she talked to me about it. And I was able to provide what are some of the steps that I'm doing. And she shared back and forth. So there's the what's maybe missing, maybe that extra resource, that extra ear, that extra, person to be able to hear and maybe feel something different that, is like you've got your blinders on. It's why you've got in your car, I'm going to go back to your car, why we have those two side view mirrors, right? Because it says, that gives us past here. If we're just going this way, we turn our head this way, turn our head this way, that's all we see. But the mirrors are able to give an extended, wider view, what's behind us, what's missing. Now, that's some of the conversation. And that is, we've got the mirrors. Well, you're my mirror. Susan's my mirror. My community's my mirror. I'm surrounded by phone calls and groups I'm in and programs I'm in. I just love it. I'm surround myself with those people to support me when I'm in that, like, what's working and definitely what's not working. But I want to really say that what's not working, I want to say what's not working as well as I want it to, because we kind of like definitive, it's not working. And we are like, no, Regina, my relationship's not working. So I'm going to go to you, sis, the same question. We forget to take the time to say, why? That's what I said.
So let me jump in before I answer that. You said you've got this big community that supports you, right?
Yeah.
You've got your mirrors, you can turn your head left, right. You've got all these people in your community. You have a support system. What about the people that don't have that support system?
Yeah.
How are they able to recognize what's not working and make an adjustment or fill in or let it go if it's not working? How do they, without a support system, how are they able to do this? Because notice I said, how are they able? Meaning you can do it. The responsibility lies with you. So how are they able to do it without a support system?
That's a really, that's pretty, loaded in a sense of we're all capable and we're all able. And, I'm not out to make anybody wrong whatsoever. The fact is, there's a lot of things are available for us. Like we have this show, there are podcasts, there are books, there are lots of ways as individuals that we might want to look at, like, what are the things that I really enjoy, right? Like, not maybe somebody doesn't like to read as much and doesn't want to go, but like, then that comes like that excuse, right? Like that kind of excuse of like, I don't want to go and do that. But if I'm by myself, I would have my list. And the one thing that really fills me up is like, I write what's working in my life, and then I look at what's not working in my life. And I kind of see, maybe, is there a correlation? Is there something that overlaps? And then truthfully, like for me, left to my own devices, I can take a step. Definitely left to my own devices, I'll take that step. So I'll be like, okay, this isn't working. And then I go a little bit deeper. Why isn't it working? Like, what is it about it? And I'll write those, straight up, excuses on those pieces of paper. And at the more and more I just keep on going 7 layers deep, down and down and down, there's something that's going to pop up to say, I need to do something. So if it's picking up a phone, if it's getting on the internet and looking up something, if it's like, today I need to go to the library, maybe I'm just going to go and look something up. There's my responsibility for me to do that. Not everybody is like an A-type personality that's out there to go that, but you yourself are able to kind of do, at least, the brilliance of the internet, just research one thing, like one thing for yourself. But for me, it's really like seeing what's working and not working as well as I wanted to, and really getting into all of those reasons. Not right or wrong, they're just my reasons. A lot of them are limiting beliefs, but the fact is, that's how I'm feeling. Because we really spend a lot of time on what's not working from a very feeling, emotional, it's not working. This is not working. So tell me what your thoughts are and what you'd want to say.
Okay. So I know you talk a lot about writing, and we've discussed, you do a lot of journaling, which is great. A lot of our listeners do journaling. I journal. I'm more, because I like to talk. I'm a talker. I tend to do a lot of talking to myself because, yes, I have an amazing support system, but there are times where I don't want my support system. This is something that I feel like, okay, I've got to work through this. And again, this is just me, right? So when something is not working, depending on what that thing, it could be a person, place, or thing, there are times I've walked away because that was the only action for me to take, is to walk away. And that could mean that if it's a person that I'm walking away from, I've tried everything. I've tried everything that I knew. And the next thing was for me to just subtract myself from that equation, because that thing, person, place is not working. That's how I see it. The list that you were making, I think that's phenomenal. And I would add another column saying action. What action are you going to take for something that is not working? Here's the thing, it's all about action, it's about movement. It's not working, you recognize it. What's the next step? And the next step for you may not be leaving. I've done that. And I've been quite comfortable with my decision because it wasn't something I did on a whim. It was something that I gave thought to, and I said, let me sit down, do a lot of introspection. And is this working for me? And if it is not working for me, that means I've got to do something. I've got to get in action. It could be talk to the person. So if it's your job that you feel is no longer working for you, you can have a conversation. What is it that you want? Maybe you want to do something different. You want to be in a different department. Whatever that your situation is, but it will require some type of action on your part. And that is my point. There are times I don't always walk away from people. There are times I'll have a conversation. That's action. You have full responsibility to do introspection. What's working for me and what's not working? What's not working, what do I want to do about it? And we have to ask ourselves those kinds of questions. Do I want to walk away? Do I want to work it out? Do I want to talk to my boss? Do I want to continue to live in that area? Whatever it is that's not working for you in your life, you have options. One, you can stay in the situation with the person, place, or thing that's not working for you. Or two, you can take action to rectify a situation. And sometimes you do that. As I said, I sometimes walk away. I sometimes have a conversation. It is on you to find what is going to make that situation somehow work for you. And if working for you means walking away, then strap on your shoes. I don't care if they're your stilettos, your Nikes, or whatever. I don't care. And sometimes that's so hard to do because we're so comfortable in a situation that walking away is just like, no, I've got to make this work. I've tried everything. I've exhausted all options. So I'll ask, what's next? Hi, Blanca. Thank you so much for joining. We're super excited to have you here. Good evening to you. Nice to read your comments. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
What do you think, Chris?
Well, what I want to get into for the last few minutes is about that responsibility piece, right?
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what, like you're saying, taking no action, by the way, is still an action.
Right.
Not talking to someone is still an action. And being responsible. So Susan Schaefer was on a call with me earlier. Thanks, Susan, for being the first person. So guys, to make this super exciting and to get some, really feedback, jump on, comment, go on Facebook, give us your thoughts, your ahas, your ask your questions. We're here. That's what we're here for, right? And so responsibility piece. So, we were talking earlier, Susan and I, about, being responsible, taking action for something that really matters to us. And, she had shared where she's just she's got this cool project and she's like, you know what? I haven't really opened up my mouth and said anything, because the minute she is out to say something and then put a specific goal, by when, then all of a sudden she needs to, hold herself accountable and responsible, right? So how many of us, right, if you can out there, how many of us are there's a ton of things we say, right? We say, and then we don't do anything about it, right? So there's what's working is I love da 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 da, and I'm going to do this by then, and I'm going to do that by then, and then I'm going to do that by then, and then that time comes and goes, and comes and goes, and then later on we're like, I didn't get that book out, I didn't get that, that check I needed from, whatever, that client didn't register, whatever that may be, because we, right, have to hold ourselves responsible and accountable for what we want. So we kind of stay quiet. And I think that's the thing that triggers many of us. We can use the blame out there, but rather than being responsible and being cause in the matter of our own lives, being cause in the matter of my own life. I can't depend on Raquel or Josh or whatever. It's mine. Now I create people and conversations, and yes, I journal, and yes, I speak a lot to myself as well. But for me, spending time on my head alone is great in the beginning if I don't write it down and then get to speak to someone. Spending a lot of time in this pretty little hairhead here is not a pretty little sight, because I can then kind of get down onto that rabbit hole. So you notice I'm always texting you, calling you, leaving a message, whoever that may be, because I'm not committed. That's where I'm taking responsibility. I'm not committed to that area of your life that's not working or not working as well as I want it to. Now that's sounds super easy, guys. And there's a lot of areas that aren't working as well as I like them to. And I'm empowered around that. I'm empowered around it because I'm here and I'm going to be with Raquel. This is the one of the things that wasn't working for me. It wasn't working. I wanted to be live and in a community, and it was by myself. But what works for me is when I have somebody else and being in a community. And so I wasn't going to complain about this anymore or cry or be like, look at what Raquel's doing, blah, blah, blah. I got cause in my own matter. We reconnected and I said, sis, what are you up to? And she's like, oh, I'm doing a podcast. I'm doing this and this. And I was like, hey, I want to do that too. And are you interested? And we started a conversation. But that takes something. That's like we go bold in our requests, guys. We go bold in our requests. The people that we're bringing on and the people that we're bringing on by the end of the year, we're going bold. We don't want to say this show isn't working, right? We're like, no, this show is working, and we're just going to rise and rise and rise and rise and rise.
I'll tell you something. I don't know how to go small. And it's not about going big or going home. I'm not going home even if I go small. I don't really know how to have small dreams and goals. But if I did, I'm still not the hell going home. You know why? Because even small steps still get me towards my goal. And I'm going to get in your face now. So only you can take responsibility to move your life forward. Period. Only you. Your support systems can chime in and rah, rah, and be your cheerleaders, and you still don't listen. Okay? Only you. If something is not working in your life, take a look at it. Take stock of it. What are my options? Only you. This goes back to blaming. Stop blaming folks and get in action. And like Regina said, no action is still taking action. But how's that working out for you? Let me get in your face again. How is that working out for you? I will answer it, but I want you to answer it. I'll ask the question. You answer. How is it working out? Susan wanted to do something. Great. Susan had to get in action. See, because no one's going to come and knock on your door and say, hey, here's what you want. That only happens in the movies. I would love for somebody to come knock on my door and give me. But you know what? Then what do I get out of somebody just giving? I miss out on lessons. I miss out on experiences. And I miss out on a testimony to share with all of you.
Yep.
I don't want to deprive myself of that. Again, only you can take responsibility to move your life forward. Don't spend time looking at people on Facebook and, oh, they're out doing this, and it don't matter. They might be lying. I don't know. You take responsibility. You get your life moving. You get in action, and you choose to play full out. This is your life. When Regina talks about playing big at the end of the year, man, if you only know the guests that we're trying to get on here, let me tell y'all.
And the guests we already have. The guests that we already have, when you get to meet Howard next week, this is a man who literally is going to be what we're talking about. Yes. There was a what's not working. There was a what's working, what's not working, or wasn't working. And when you hear him next week, I got chills. You know, that rise and thrive moment. No excuses, takes responsibility, is in action.
Please,
and yes,
full
guys.
Full out this man. Let me tell y'all. Y'all gonna get convicted next week. If you don't know what that means, and I don't mean of a crime or a felony, I don't mean none of that.
Yeah.
There are different definitions. But he gonna bring the real deal with y'all next week. You think we're in your face? You ain't seeing nothing. He's amazing, he's phenomenal. And what we would ask is that you be open to hear what he's going to present. That's all we're asking. Sis, what are your takeaways from what's working, what's not working? Give our audience a little something.
Ooh. Yes, I mean, really what I got straight up, like in my face, like octopus sucked on my face.
Was I in your face enough?
Oh my God, she's in my face. No, really, like I'm very clear right now that I'm going to spend some time really like what matters to me and do that list with that third column, right? You know, of what actions I'm going to take. And some of that is right now, the first action is doing that and looking at what it is and where I'm stopped, right? Get into communication about that. So I'm really excited. And guys, I'm like huge into community. So I'm just going to open up my mouth and reach out to a whole bunch of people and get what I need.
Absolutely.
Take it home, girl.
Absolutely. Listen, guys, my quick takeaway is get in action. Don't stop. Period. Always, 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 we want you to remember, together we can rise and thrive. Till next time.